This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlayTimeCares.com. What's up, world? This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlayTimeCares.com. Doing my Raw recap. Happened June 22nd, 2015 in Indianapolis. And the commentators were Michael Cole, JBL, and Byron Saxton. And they started off Raw with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman coming to the ring. And they just showed, they did a Raw recap of the impact Lesnar had coming, being revealed as the next opponent for Rollins on last Raw. And then they showed why it was such a surprise because 3 months ago on Raw, he had that breakdown after losing the title and not getting pinned, and not getting an immediate rematch, which was awesome. And Heyman said that in order for Brock Lesnar to be officially reinstated, he had to apologize to some of the people that he affected when he had the meltdown. He had to apologize publicly. And the crowd was like, no, 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 no. And, they started hitting the Suplex City chants and all that type of stuff. So they enjoyed the meltdown as much as I did. Thought that was great writing. But Lesnar went over and personally apologized to JBL and Michael Cole. And then Paul Heyman said pretty much that Lesnar is going to just destroy Seth Rollins. So your first match was Dean Ambrose versus Kane. And Kane dominated most of the match, surprisingly. I thought they would let Ambrose just run amok, but he didn't. And when it finally looked like Dean Ambrose might actually get upper hand, Seth Rollins came out to the ring. His music hit, so Dean Ambrose was unfocused, and then he kind of interfered. Dean Ambrose focused attacked on Rollins, which, boom, allowed Kane to get that nice choke slam, and hey, he won. Match about a 7 out of 10. Then they had a Money in the Bank recap of John Cena versus Kevin Owens match. And it still was bad writing to let John Cena win. I'm just going to go on record and say that again. Then the next thing you saw was Rollins talking to Kane in the back saying pretty much, we family, we got to let bygones be bygones, we need to get back together. And Kane like, you must think I'm crazy. The only reason you won't even be bothered with me and want to be nice to me is because you're scared of Brock Lesnar. It is what it is. So then they had a recap of the dispute between Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. And then you had a tag team match with the tag team champion, the Primetime Players, versus the Ascension. But first they acknowledged Titus O'Neil for being like the celebrity mega dad of the year. He got that award, which was nice. And they had a decent match. And it was decent action the whole time. And the Primetime Players won it. Match was about a 7 out of 10. Oddly enough, while they were in the ring celebrating, you go millions of dollars, and they chilling, he throwing up the cue hooks and whatnot. Sheamus, he just came out. His music hit while they were still in the ring, and just came down to the ring. And you had the Primetime Player list looking at him sideways. WWE writers, you can use that. I'm just saying. Just go ahead. Don't let that go by the wayside. Like you did with the Ryback versus Rusev angle. You can actually use that. That'd be pretty cool. So let's see, what else happened? So Sheamus came to the ring because he had a match with Roman Reigns. And they had a lot of back and forth matches, a back and forth action. And it was a pretty long match. I was actually surprised how long they wrestled. And the more that they wrestled, the more it seemed like they got behind Roman Reigns. You actually heard them saying, like, let's go Roman, and doing a little clap thing. They had that chant going later on in the match. And then Bray Wyatt appeared on the Jumbotron and appeared to be having a tea party with a small person, which, if you followed it from the previous week, Bray Wyatt was holding up a picture of Roman Reigns' daughter from the advertisement that he did about being a dad and being a father. And so, Roman Reigns couldn't take the chance that he actually had his daughter with him. And Bray Wyatt was like, hey, come find us. So Roman Reigns ran out the ring. So they didn't ring the match for a count out or anything. So I think it was probably a no contest. It was only about a 7 out of 10 match. But when it zoomed out, two things happened. When the camera zoomed out, you realized that there was no one there talking to Bray Wyatt. But also you noticed that the rocking chair, it was a little bitty rocking chair, it was rocking by itself. I don't know if that means anything, But that's something cool that they could actually play around with supernatural forces, whatever, whatever. So they show Roman Reigns running around the back, in the back area, and he kind of found like a shrine to him that said anyone but you, and they had all kind of pictures of him cut up. Had the eyes part cut up, the mouth part cut out, and had all kind of pictures of him all around. So once again, you can kind of, maybe you're from New Orleans, you can mess around with the little voodoo aspect or whatever, the ritualistic aspect of that if they chose to. Um, Rollins was in the back and he was talking with J&J Security, talking to them about, once again, look, we're family. We need to get back together. We need to help each other out. But J&J Security just was like, man, you disrespected us too much. And just walked away. So the next match was Neville versus Kofi Kingston. Of course, plenty of New Day suck chants. And that match wasn't actually long enough, but it did still showcase that they have a need for the cruiserweight division. And the New Day obviously was with Kofi Kingston, and they kept getting around Neville and kind of like just being in his ear all the time. So the primetime players came rushing out to try to even the odds, but the referee was like, "Oh, no, 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 get to the back, throw him back." Crowd booing hard, and the New Day up there, "Ha ha! Ha, we told y'all get to the back, chumps." Then the referee threw them out, and crowd exploded, and off of that distraction with Kofi like, "Hey, why you throwing out my boys?" Neville planted them, and they did that the red arrow splash on them from the top rope, and picked up a decent win. Match there was about a 7 out of 10. They could have done a lot more with that. And then you had King Bear versus Zack Ryder. Looked like a tune-up match for King Bear for something greater, and he got a pin victory. The match was about a 7 out of 10. You had a WWE.com exclusive interview with Kevin Owens, so go check that out on WWE.com. And John Cena came into the ring, pretty much talked about his match with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens comes out and tells Cena that, I hear everything you're saying, but you still haven't said whether or not you're going to put the U.S. title up when you face me at the pay-per-view. And then Cena was like, of course, I'm going to put it on the line, yada, yada, yada. So Seth Rollins goes to Stephanie and Triple H and say, look, we need to stop with all of the fighting and fussing. You got to have Kane and J&J Security, be family with me again. We need to be unified again. And Triple H pretty much told him, look, man, if you're scared of Brock Lesnar, it's one thing. But if you want those guys to be in your corner, maybe you need to apologize to them. An apology goes a long way. So Seth Rollins like, dang, okay. So then you had the Bella Twins that's now accompanied by the newest twin, I guess the newest Bella, Alicia Fox, versus Naomi and Tamina. And they kind of recap why Alicia Fox joined with the Bella Twins. And the match was going on. I'm a big fan of athletic women. Bella Twins don't really give that to me. But it was a okay match. But then Tamina went for a move on the Bella Twin, and the referee got in the way. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if that was a miscue for the referee or what. But that they never recovered from that mess up, and the Bella Twins end up getting a win. About a 7 out of 10 for a match, even though you had one side that's clearly not as athletic as the other. And then you have Mark Henry versus Ryback, which actually surprisingly was a good match. It was a good power match. And one thing that really, really helped to sell that match was that Ryback did a high risk maneuver. He did kind of like a minor frog splash off the top rope to win the match against Mark Henry. So that match was actually probably the best match of the night. That's about an 8 out of 10. And JoJo interviewed Ryback, asking him how he felt about the fact that they changed his match at the pay-per-view, Battleground pay-per-view, to a triple threat match where it'd be Ryback versus The Big Show versus The Miz. And he pretty much said he's not worried about none of that, feed me more, all that type of stuff. Big Show comes in and pretty much told him, look, you talking all that noise, but you're scared of me because you're a little bit of Ryback and I'm a big man. And Ryback said, look, you all talk, and they end up fighting. And Ryback got the best of him in the back. So next match was Dolph Ziggler versus Adam Rose, and of course Dolph Ziggler had Lana accompanying him, and Adam Rose had Rosa accompanying him. And Adam pretty much told Dolph that Rose and Adam and Rose, that's real what real love is about. And they did a lot of kissing, and then they had a pretty decent match. And Dolph Ziggler ended up winning the match after he caught a well-timed super kick from Adam Rose jumping off trying to do a maneuver from the middle rope. 7 out of 10 match. So Dolph and Lana, they end up kissing after the match, and Rusev watching the match, on the television in the back, and he goes crazy, throw his other crutch, fall down on the ground. Then you see somebody in a really, really tight dress come up to him. They pan out, and it's Summer Rae, and she told him pretty much that Lana isn't worth it, and handed him a crutch and walked away. And then they went to the back, and you saw the Authority talking to J&J Security and Kane, and pretty much saying, look, it's hard to be the champ. Sometimes it goes to your head. Kane, you know how that is. Yada, yada, yada. At least go out and let Rollins explain himself. Hear him out. So Rollins comes to the ring and say he want to apologize to Kane and J&J Security, each one of them individually. And of course, Kane and J&J came to the ring. And Rollins said the team is only as good as its foundation, and said that Kane and J&J is their foundation. And that inspired Suplex City chants. And then, Rollins went on to apologize to each person individually. And that's inspired Justin Bieber chants and You Sold Out chants. And then Rollins asked for him to please forgive him and to please take him back. Then Brock Lesnar music hit, crowd go crazy. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come to the ring. And Kane and J&J Security, they just left the ring. So Brock Lesnar looking, Seth Rollins right in the eyes. Then Kane comes and attack right back. Not right back. Attack Brock Lesnar from behind. Boom. J&J Security attacking him. He fights off all three of them. And then he goes after Rollins. Rollins goes, to his credit, goes right at Brock Lesnar's attack him. Not working. He get one suplex, boom, crowd go crazy. Go pick him up, get another suplex, boom, crowd just going nuts. Then you're like, one more time. And Brock Lesnar picked him up again and got him with a real good one. Boom, crowd go nuts. They think he about to suplex him again, but he throw him up on his shoulder. Crowd just go completely nuts. Then about to put him in the F5. Kane recovers and get in the ring. Boom, slap the neck, the hand around the neck of Lesnar, and put him in that choke slam, which allowed Rollins to get free. Lesnar and Kane, they sit there and duke it out a little bit. But I mean, long story short, the number game became a big factor. So while Lesnar got his hands on Rollins, well, Lesnar Kane decided to hit Lesnar from the back of the knee. And, they just, all of them started concentrating on the knee. Boom, slamming it into the steel pole, picking up the steel chair, bang, right there on that knee. Boom, holding it down along the steel post, jumping off the top rope, kicking the knee. So, I mean, they pretty much destroyed the foundation of Brock Lesnar. You got all your power in your legs to do all your moves. So they broke him down pretty much by attacking his knees. Too much, too many people. So Seth Rollins pretty much ended it, by telling them to pick him up, and then boom, boom, hooked him up, put Brock Lesnar in the pedigree. Boom, stood over him with the belt. It's pretty much how it ended. Thank you for listening. Hey, feel free to comment. I still think Cena sucked. Hey, it is what it is. I think the women's division could be a lot better if they actually allow women to not be eye candy and actually be athletes. And I think that they need a cruiserweight division. They need to work on that tag team division too, because that's been the liveliest thing for a long time. Hey, feel free to comment. Follow me on everything. Hey, I'm Pinterest, Vine, everything. I'm Playtime Cares. You can donate to my page, whatever. I have donations on all that. Hit me up. Let me know what you think.